It's Mocha in the morning. I'm Kenya.
Hi. You know who I am. Say my name.
I'm so glad to be back to guest host again.
I know. We're so happy that you're back.
I missed you.
I'm getting kind of used to this.
Yeah, I know, right? All right, so let's get into it, shall
Yeah,
we?
I know, because it's the holiday season.
It is.
'Tis the season to be Mocha.
La, 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 la. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
But first, coffee.
Mocha in the Morning is sponsored by Bill Curry Ford.
We're back. I'm Kenya. This is Mocha in the morning. My lovely co-host,
Hi.
officially Jorge.
Buenos dias.
All right, let's get into it. We got some
We
steamers.
got the steamers. Well, check this out. According to Billboard.com, guess who's starting a big old tour
I'm excited.
and celebrating
I'm
her
excited.
20th anniversary?
Yes.
Miss Jill
Jill
Scott.
Yes. I am so excited to see
Yeah.
this. Yeah, I will be there when she comes to Clearwater.
Yeah, the Clearwater
In March.
Orlando.
I
She's
will
like-
be at the show, Miss Scott. Yes, I will be there.
As you can tell, she is a favorite of Mocha in the morning.
Yes. Huge. Absolutely.
I mean,
yes.
20 years. I mean, like,
Yeah.
from acting to singing, and, because we talked about her a little bit earlier in the year, about some of her on-stage antics.
Well, I think she's allowed, right?
Yeah.
I think
No,
she's allowed.
absolutely. She sings not only into the microphone, but into a lot of other things. Let's
She's a
talk
woman
about-
of many talents.
I want to talk about one of my favorite songs of all time by like Jody Watley, and it's called Friends. And friends are hard to find, so
Friends
be careful.
won't let you down.
Did you know that Ivanka Trump was friends with Christopher Steele? Yeah, you can read all about it on the Washington Post. Isn't that interesting?
Very interesting.
Right.
Well, I guess, she is a person that's high in the White House. She has friends in high places.
Friends will let you down.
All right.
I just think that that's rather interesting.
It is, but not surprising.
I wonder if he's going to get a holiday card.
Ooh. Better still, will he be attending the holiday party?
Oh, that's true. Anyway, let me tell you what happened on my television. Okay, so there was a reporter, and this is according to the Huffington Post, and who was reporting on a race.
Yes.
So you know how people are always running, and every time they see someone in the news, or a camera crew, they always like run up behind you, make faces, do whatever. Well, this dude deliberately got out of the whole marathon race, whatever, and slapped her in the butt
Oh, no.
on live TV. And her reaction, I mean, you could just tell, she
Yeah.
didn't sign up for that.
No, absolutely not.
So then she was on CBS News, and Gail King was interviewing her, and again, apparently, everyone's saying oh, he's a loving husband, and he's a great
Of
father,
course.
and I'm like, okay, yeah, so,
Right.
what was the point of jumping out of the line, slapping the girl on the butt? She's at work. First of all, don't do it anyway, but
You don't
she's on
know
live
her.
television
Right.
doing her job, and it's kind of are we still not figuring this out?
Obviously, right? But here's another thing. This guy's supposed to be a youth minister.
Look at God while he
Come
doing
on. Youth ministers going around slapping bottoms
Yeah.
at the marathon?
Maybe
That's
this
what
is
we
the
do now?
way that the higher powers are trying to expose the situation. They got to start from within
Yes.
before they start fixing things on the outside.
Well, let's just say this guy is out of line, and maybe he shouldn't be a minister anymore.
Yeah, and the other thing is too, she didn't say whether or not she was going to press charges or anything like that. So, I'm pretty sure this is going to come up later. And you know what? I think this girl can, she could do whatever she wants to do.
Sure.
She needs to do what's right for
Absolutely.
her. but at the same time, keep your hands, feet, and objects to
To
yourself.
yourself. Thank you.
Nah, that's not cute. Here's another thing. So Twitter, of course, made that go super viral.
Yeah.
And you know how there's like regular Twitter, and they're just like Black Twitter.
Yes.
So again.
Yes. I am very familiar with Black Twitter.
Please tell us more. I mean, we're talking
Yeah.
about like, there's always like, I always like to see when things come out on Twitter, and then I'm like, okay, now what does Black Twitter have to say about it?
Right,
Because that's
exactly.
a whole other separate
Yeah.
movement, perspective, and it's going on years now.
Absolutely. And so, and to that point, whenever something like this goes down, usually it's Black Twitter or woman Twitter, I like to say,
Like it's
that's
up to you.
on the case
Yes.
to uncover who these people are. The Twitter detectives and Black Twitter are undefeated.
Yeah,
okay?
and that's what I'm saying.
But yeah, Black Twitter has been amazing in the entire existence of Twitter. From having things to go viral to the memes, it's just been awesome.
They get the tea, the corroboration.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
like Twitter, Twitter, CSI.
Black Twitter puts out the content that I'm here for.
Oh, there you go. And on that note, we'll be right back. Mocha in the Morning is brought to you in part by the Portico Cafe, where conversation, connection, and community create change.
We're back with Mocha in the Morning. I'm Kenya. This is
And I'm
my-
officially Jorge. Hey, y'all.
Hey, y'all.
Are you ready for some piping hot
I am ready
topics?
for some piping hot topics.
Well, I know this one is going to get everyone heated because it's like spilling over and it's...
But wait. Let's bring in our lovely contributors, please. Shall
Oh,
we?
let's do that. I know, right? I was just ready to jump on it.
Right?
You're about to turn up in a minute. Yes, we have joining us this week our fabulous Mocha in the Morning contributors, starting with Miss Kicking It with Kia. Hey, girl.
Hey, Kia.
Hey girls, hey, what's up?
And we also have the fabulous Jen Dobson. Hey, girl.
Soon to be Dr. Dobson.
Oh, I'm sorry, Dr.
Yay!
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Hi, I'm so
Yes.
excited.
Doctor on set, please.
Yes. All right, let's dig in.
Okay, this over this quick. So Gabrielle Union, right? Apparently, and this is according to the Mirror, she was told
Right.
that her hair and her fashion was too black for America's Got Talent.
Okay, please define to me what is too black. What is too black? Please help me. I don't understand.
Well, that's a good question. Jen,
Kia, either.
somebody.
I can answer with a too black comment, man. Only because I think it's funny. The reason why they were saying it's too black is because she was changing it every single episode. It would go from long to short to braided to unbraided, and they just thought that the constant changing was too much, and that's what they're referring to by being too black. It wasn't that she had braids or it was curly or a fro or anything. It was that it was constantly changing, and that's what they thought might be too much for the viewers.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay.
A new hairstyle.
I know that
too much
sounds
for
stupid,
viewers?
but that's really what it kind of was breaking down to, is that the viewers were having a hard time keeping up with the complete different looks. It definitely wasn't her clothing, because keep in mind, she was exclusively wearing her New York and Company line almost on every single episode to promote that. So it really was the constant changing of the hair and the look. Just saying.
Well, this
Putting
was
that out.
interesting because I read further into the issue, and like in television, they always they have different ways of figuring out, okay, who is like their most popular character in the show or
Right.
talent on set. Well, she tested as being like the most popular
Absolutely.
host
That's
on
surprising
that
to say.
show. So
Yes.
I don't necessarily think that the viewers had an issue
They did.
with her style.
And you're right.
Now, the viewers did not have an issue with her. The viewers love her. They had an issue with her. Maybe because she was taken over, maybe because too many people loved her, maybe because it wasn't shining the light on what they felt it should have shined the light on. But Kia's right too, though. The different changing of the hairstyles, but that's black women. Like, we change our hair. I mean, I had locks like what, a week ago. I mean, we change our style. Exactly. So it's very common for us to have long hair one day, locks one day, braids one day, straight one day. That's just a part of who we are culturally, but they wasn't feeling it.
The
But
good
I mean,
side to this
you're right.
story is that everybody is supporting her. Even white women are supporting her. Even Howard Stern, who is kind of hit or miss, he's even supporting her. So at least the positive part out of it, it just won't get swept under the rug, which I feel happens a lot when black women or women of color are terminated. It's like, oh, well, she was difficult. And now people are saying, no, that's not it. And you guys aren't going to get away with it this time. And I appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, the word is that she's not in it for the settlement. And so, I mean, yeah. So I just know this is just, again, she's in meetings with NBC and everything. So we'll see what happens.
We'll see.
With that, but still, I just I can't believe we're still talking about black women hair.
In 2019.
In 2019, when if you think about it, I mean, women change their hair all the time, every color,
all races.
Okay. Anyway. Speaking of which, speaking of black women, Kamala Harris, she's dropped out of the presidential race.
Yeah, this is a bit of a bummer.
Yeah.
There was a really big story that came out the week before she announced she was dropping out, saying that her campaign was kind of like in shambles and the morale was low. And then the bottom fell out when she announced that she was pulling out of the race. Mm-hmm. And so, unfortunately, now we do not have a black woman candidate running for president. And we don't have anyone bringing those issues to the forefront. So that's a little bit of a, yeah.
But the other thing is, too, and I think is interesting, I mean, because, in politics, everything is so, planned out.
Right.
So I wonder, I mean, I don't think this will be the last we hear from her. You never know what could happen in the future.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I agree. Kia, Jen, what are your thoughts?
Well, for me, honestly, I mean, I hate to say this, but I really didn't think that she was going to win anyway. So, I mean, I'm not saying I don't like her. I'm saying that I don't think she really had a fighting chance. I wish she did have a fighting chance. I just don't think that she did. I think there was a lot of issues. People didn't like the fact that she was married to a white man. There was a lot of things that people didn't really like about her. And I think it was probably financially, I think it made a lot of sense to stop wasting people's money. And just go ahead and drop out. I mean, and I recognize that, from what she said, that they weren't really handling the finances properly, which is it's really, really important that the money's going to the right place and they're not overpaying themselves and it's not, whatever. And that wasn't happening. So she wasn't getting the funding she needed to win this, even if she tried. And we all know that, I mean, presidential campaigns, you need millions and millions of dollars to win it. And she wasn't going to get it.
Yeah. So here's the thing. It's from the political person on the show. She messed herself up when she attacked Joe Biden at the debate when she said she was a little black girl on the bus. That was a viral moment, absolutely, but that did not help her campaign by any means, because a lot of African Americans, especially older African American voters, when they hear the name Joe Biden, they hear Obama. So they are very loyal. A lot of African Americans are loyal to Joe Biden. So hearing him get attacked did not work well in her favor. She did not have an organized interview schedule. Yes, she popped from the Breakfast Club, but that was about it. She had made a couple of weird moments when she had public speaking engagements. She wasn't, I feel like she wasn't listening to the team around her, and maybe she's just trying to do her own thing. And Jen's right. She didn't have the money to really push forward in the proper way. It's one thing to have a couple of ground roots events here and there, but she really wasn't doing enough events to really get it going. And that's my real political opinion.
Yeah, I was talking with some friends about this, and one of the things that was pointed out was that her team didn't appear to be focused on the goal, on the first major goal, which is to get to Iowa, right?
Right.
It's the first litmus test to see if you're actually a viable candidate. And
yes.
They just couldn't seem to bring it together to get her there. So
let's talk about. I'm so glad that Jen's here today too. With the rapper Juice WRLD, who unfortunately. Is dead at 21.
21, can you imagine?
And what's so bizarre to me, because for me, when I think about music, art, especially for people who are finding ways to express themselves. I always thought of those passions as just avenues and ways for people to try to heal themselves.
Yeah.
Who can't necessarily like reach out. And I always think about art and music as healing.
Sure.
But unfortunately, not my genre of music is emo rap.
Yeah.
But a lot of young kids are listening to this music, and I'm kind of like concerned for like parents because parents don't know what's happening with their kids
Right. Yeah.
and the music that they're like listening to.
It's a little scary, this whole live fast, die young thing we're seeing, because he's not the first to pass away so young in the last couple of years. It's getting a little much, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'm just curious to know.
Yeah, Jen, your son is a musician, and
Yes.
he just released new music, and he kind of falls sort of in that genre of emu or alternative,
Yeah.
rap.
Exactly. Yeah, and I actually talked to my son and asked him if he listened to Juice World, and he said he did. And I will say, I am very concerned for young people. And me and my son talk a lot about struggles with anxiety and struggles with different things, and these young people and medicating themselves and trying to get over whatever this is. And I don't want to pick on millennials or Gen Z's, but I do think that this younger generation does have some additional issues when it comes to these type of anxieties and this type of music. Part of it can be healing in the sense that they feel like they have somebody that they connect with, somebody who understands their struggles. But then I also think that part of it could be leading to additional anxieties and almost breeding more of that. Sadness kind of breeds sadness type of thing. So the fact that my son did listen to it, and and he liked some of the music, it can be a little concerning. And for someone to die, not even, I don't think he was even 21 yet, to die at such a young age is just very sad.
Very, very sad.
So if we look at rappers in the past couple of years who've died of drug overdoses, specifically from lean, which is what Juice World had been using before he had the seizure, it's a good amount. And if we think about people who just had seizures, Rick Ross had multiple seizures because of lean. Juice World died. Mac Miller had a lean addiction. Lil Wayne was hospitalized for seizures. I know we all remember that because he was in the hospital for a while. Birdman the rapper, Juicy J, Fredo Santana, both died from addictions to lean. I mean, this, and what lean is, for those who don't know, it's liquid codeine. It's what you use, actually what my son had to use when he was in the hospital because for pain meds because he can't swallow pills. It's not meant for recreational use. And I feel like these younger rappers are trying to find the new hot ways to outdo the previous generation as far as how we can have fun and how we do drugs. And that's not okay. And I wish a lot of these older rappers would kind of tell these kids, listen, we did this, we were idiots, and you guys trying to one up us is not the way to go at all. This is not healthy. You guys need to live longer to teach the next generation how to do this. And I was listening to Joe Budden podcast this morning, and they made up a good point. A lot of these labels need to start providing these kids therapy or have a therapist on staff or something. What do you? I mean, am I right, Jorge?
No, I wanted to touch on that because this is the thing, and this is so common, in the music industry, in Hollywood. You have all this very young talent, and they're surrounded by so many people. And the thing is, if this is your money-making machine, I would think that, you would do everything in your power to like keep anything from like damaging it and harming it. I mean, where was the manager? Where was like the stylist? Where was, the publicist?
Security.
Where was the record executive? Where was the crew? Where was the assistant? I mean, if everybody's in on it, and they're too busy protecting the image and not the actual person.
Right. Yeah.
And that it's just nuts.
But then this is also an industry that kind of sees entertainers as disposable.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, especially now.
Yeah.
Especially now. So out goes one, in comes the other. Yeah.
Very
Anyway, so
really sad.
Rest in peace, Juice World, and our condolences go to his family.
I'm sorry.
I was saying, rest in peace, Juice World, and our condolences go to his family and friends.
Absolutely.
Oh no, absolutely.
Definitely.
Well, let's also send some other condolences to the Golden Globes.
I don't know if I want it to rest in peace.
Oh God!
It's resting in white.
Okay. So, once again, we have a slate of nominees who are very, very white. After a fabulous year of lots of very, very good black performances and shows, I don't get it. Somebody help me explain, please. I don't understand.
Yeah, it's definitely not about us.
No.
Again this year.
So right before we went to air today, I just blurted out that, you know, the SAG Awards are looking exactly the same as the Golden Globes this year. So across the board, it's a very white year. But what I will say, and this is gonna sound so bad, so please forgive me guys, is that the shows that they did pick this year, it's not like they picked raggedy shows in the previous years and avoided the black artists. There's a lot of good shows that got nominated. I'm like, well, that deserves to get nominated. Well, why can't we make it a field of 10 instead of just a field of 5? And how do we change this voting process? Because a lot of these shows and movies were really good and that I watched and liked. So it's a weird feeling for me this year with Golden Globe so white and saggy white, which trademark that. So I don't know which should be win.
Yeah, this is very true. You know, there was a ton of great shows, but I think they have an obligation to try to ensure that some of the black actors and actresses get recognition. You know, because obviously there should have been a lot more awards given out for some of the performances. I mean, even like like they talk about like these amazing shows with these amazing performances, but it's not possible that no black person, no black actor was good enough. I mean, it doesn't make sense. So I think they should be obligated to at least make sure that there's some minority winners in as they're going through this.
Well,
Yeah, I really
had a
think
black
that
lead though? Which show had a black lead for like best drama or best comedy? Which show had a black lead? Because I couldn't find one that had a black lead that was on a major show or network outside of Regina King and Watchmen. That was the only one that I saw.
yeah,
Were there other?
When They See Us.
Right.
Yeah, When They See
The
Us.
Watchmen. But and I think I've said this before. Part of it too is that there are so many more. I mean, there's just the field now. You know, Queen and Slim. You know, another one which was in the Mocha Minute like 2 weeks ago. This is the
Queen
thing.
and Slim missed the cutoff.
The more representation we have in the voting bodies, right, of these organizations, it's you can't if a person who's not of color doesn't take the time to watch colorful, films and television shows and programming, well then, I mean, if they're just not interested in it, they're not going to watch it.
Sure.
So sometimes it's not even about whether or not someone's great or not great. I mean, it's just kind of like music. I don't listen to certain types of music, so I'm not necessarily going to nominate it to be like the best song. So I think it's about like the more people we can get into these spaces, well then I think that's when the diversity that we want to see will flourish even more.
You make a good point that someone else brought up, that this is the Hollywood Foreign Press Association. So a lot of these folk who are voting or putting the nominees and the slate of nominees ahead, they're really not familiar with anyone outside of the really big names, which I don't think is a great excuse, but that was some of the explanation I was giving behind why the nominees look as white as they do.
Yeah, so let's create another award show.
That's a whole other argument.
Well, the NAACP Awards and the BET Awards need to step their game up.
Right. Okay. So, well, let's talk about a woman who has definitely stepped her game up.
All the way up.
Yeah, the Bayhive is buzzing. Yeah.
So So
Talking about getting snubbed. Anyway,
listen. So here's the deal. It's no secret. Beyonce does not do interviews. She just doesn't, right? Okay.
She's
But
kinda
she
slow.
gifted us this Christmas season with an interview
yeah,
and a cover
on L.
on L. Okay, looking
And a
fabulous.
reboot
And yes,
of Ivy Park,
yes,
which I'm a fan of.
I know, right?
Mm-hmm.
Although I think I did like House of Darian a little better, but I'll take Ivy Park 2. I'll take Ivy Park 2. But yeah, and she's talking about a whole lot of stuff: motherhood, facing miscarriages, and her career, and taking off to take care of her mental health. She's like opening up in a way that we haven't been privy to in a while. So I know I was very excited to see this.
And that reminds me too of a lot of the artists like from the '80s and stuff like that. Where people like Michael Jackson, and Madonna, and Prince. It's like that was like the thing. Like we don't do interviews,
Right.
And
Especially
now
Prince.
like everybody don't shut up.
Yeah.
So I kind of like that Beyonce has pretty much modeled her career from some of those like '80s like superstars.
Yes.
The way they kind of ran their hustle back in the day with like not being so accessible like all the time. And I'm pretty sure that may change, in the future kind of thing. But, I kind of think, I kind of like that way where it is a big deal if you show up, on someone's couch, like, in the chair for an interview. That's like, it's not like you're on the couch every night.
Right.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
So elusive and mysterious and
I
still
like it. I'm here for it.
exclusive. I'm all about it.
Jen, Kia.
Look, I love Beyonce. I mean, so she can do no wrong in my book. I love that she did take a year off. I think that that's important for everybody, and the fact that she can do that probably, obviously helps. And I love Ivy Park and the line, and the fact that she's kind of taking that over again and putting out some new stuff. And I mean, Beyonce has matured so much. I mean, because I told y'all on the last show that I did not like Destiny's Child.
Yes, I remember that.
But I love the maturity of Beyonce, Lemonade, and Formation, and she's gone. Like you can really see how she's matured and like what she's doing, not just with her music, but with her line and her brand and who she wants to be as a person and what she wants to teach her children. I mean, I think it's fantastic. So, look, I'm pro Beyonce all the way.
All right.
Oh, is it my turn?
Oh. Yikes.
So I'm not quite sure where she's going with Ivy Park. I don't know if she's trying to make it a high fashion line because none of this stuff is actually wearable out to the gym like the old Ivy Park line was. I don't need to wear a full zip up jumpsuit with puffy sleeves to the gym. I'll get caught on something. So I'm not exactly sure where she's going with this, but to each his own. She's Beyonce. We will see girls walking in the grocery store wearing these jumpsuits and go, where are you going? But that's okay though. Also with this interview, she didn't give an interview. I don't know if anybody else saw this. It's actually something that she responded to via email with the writer, which is different than an actual interview. She doesn't give interviews because she's not good at it. Like Beyonce's a wonderful entertainer, but she's not the great oratory type person. We all know this. We all know she's a horrible actress. So she has to do things a specific way to make herself sound. Why are you laughing at me? I can see you.
I'm not laughing at you. I was laughing at Jen laughing at you.
Well, because you said that she's a horrible actress, and okay. I don't think she's that bad.
I don't either.
Girl, I will jump through this. Okay, we're not doing this. We're not doing this today. Let's move on to the next topic.
I'm just saying. There's way more terrible actresses out there.
Well, let's talk about the savage beauty.
Ooh.
Right.
Jorge.
The Barbizon from Barbados. Yes.
The death of Victoria's Secret.
Okay. We were trying to be nice about it, but
I will not.
Nice. Well, again, everything that Riri touches, it's just such like on a whole other level.
she can't help it if she's just flawless.
And everyone's been, in the rumor mill. There was a story that came out on the insider.com, since we're in this cancel culture, how
supposedly.
Yeah, how Victoria's Secret just couldn't handle, And Victoria's Secret's like, SOS, somebody help me.
They brought it on themselves.
Yes. They were out in the rain without an umbrella.
Oh,
Mm,
oh well.
yeah.
This is what happens when you don't, you know, expand your brand to be inclusive of all body types.
Yeah.
Back pay, whatever.
Yeah, I got my Fenty membership. We were on the phone last night. I was talking with Keisha. Hey Keisha, and I was like, I got my VIP membership.
Oh,
So
okay.
be careful. You know what's gonna be in your stocking.
Oh, hello. Well, listen, I wear a size.
Hey Jen, what do you think about all this bad girl Riri?
So, I mean, what a problem with Victoria's Secret is that they have not been heeding the warnings over the last 10 to 15 to 20 years where women were saying we are sick of these skinny, tiny, ridiculously small, bony, halfway looking like they're dead models coming out here trying to tell us what we should wear. And Victoria's Secret's like,
Hold
okay.
on, was that a read?
Yeah.
It was a read. It was a long read.
Yikes. She said
So,
bony.
right, bony, like it's ridiculous. And so Victoria's Secret's response to that was like, oh well, we'll give you one plump girl who's a size 8 and say that we're doing something about it. So then when 50 came out, and when Rihanna came out and she was like, listen, no, we are going to have different cultures, different sizes, we're going to make this fun, it's going to be a whole different thing. I mean, Victoria's Secret should have pivoted years ago. They had an opportunity, they didn't, so that's what they get. So, I mean, women are not that size, we're just not that tiny like that, it just doesn't happen. So women spoke up, and now Victoria is going to be, they're probably going to shut down. I believe they've shut down almost all of their stores.
No.
No.
They've shut down, of the over 2,687 stores they have worldwide, they've shut down 328.
Okay.
Which is still a decent amount of numbers, seeing how I don't know what our producer sign is holding up to me right now, but it is a large amount of stores that are being shut down. And they have officially canceled the fashion show. That will never be happening again. That's officially canceled.
Yeah.
Well, I think what happens is that's what happens when you have the same type of leadership at your company. They're not listening. They're not paying attention.
So
they're
not
the
even
know-it-all.
first at the top.
They're going to do it their way.
Right.
So what's happening is, more people have money, and more people of color have money.
And choices.
And choices and options.
But it's not even about people of color for once. It really is. They are not evolving with how women are evolving. Right. They have been doing the same thing since they started. Everybody's a size 4. Not in 2000 and since 2010, women have been buying butts, buying booties, buying breasts, and these tiny bras aren't fitting the 32 double G that some women have, or the 50-inch round hips that some women are buying and wanting. We can't wear that stuff now. So who's wearing this stuff? And again, if you guys are trying to fit teenage girls, since that's the only people who can wear your stuff, I wouldn't want my daughter shopping in Victoria's Secret. So Rihanna's coming in and making it more inclusive. Now, I will say about Rihanna's stuff. I don't know if anybody else has tried to shop her stuff. It is a little too porn star for my taste.
Oh!
I say that
it is though. Honestly, it is.
First of all, I think it's tastefully sleazy because we all know.
I love that. Tastefully sleazy.
Yeah, because we all know. I know when I see underwears and all that stuff, I feel a little bit some kind of way.
Hey now.
I don't want no granny panties. I want to feel like.
Right. Exactly.
So, anyways, which is why she just received like this huge fashion award, in London, presented to her by one of my all-time queens,
Janet Jackson.
Miss Jackson. And I like to see that. Another tastefully sleazy lingerie wearer. So when it comes to that, anytime, any place, I'm down.
Oh my! I wonder who fangirled out more, Janet or Rihanna.
Janet keeps it cute, very like.
I think it's great. I think Rihanna is making big changes. She is one of the wealthiest women in the world now, just off of her business, not even about her music anymore. The makeup, the clothing line that she has, now the lingerie stuff. She's doing it big, and I'm proud of her. And who doesn't want to get an award from Janet? Yes, darling.
Well, this is the thing too, and I'm glad that you mentioned the clothing line because I really think we could not get away with this episode without talking about the clothing line that's in between Lizzo's butt cheeks.
I can't today. I'm sorry.
Or was it between her basketballs?
Okay, so Lizzo attended a basketball game, and let's just say her outfit was a bit.
It was a full moon.
It was a bit different from others.
Y'all need to stop.
She was feeling really good.
Listen, I know I would be if I had a nice breeze coming on my backside. Listen.
Those stadiums get hot.
I'm just saying. Absolutely. Yeah, so Lizzo walks into the Staples Center and she's got a little extra showing, and it kind of sparked. Okay, a little more than little, but she showed some things that we're not used to seeing at basketball stadiums.
No, I've never seen moon pies at basketball
Okay, so
stadiums.
here's where I am at it. I didn't like the dress, but I didn't mind Lizzo wearing it. Like, my thing was bare cheeks in the seats at the Staples Center is a no.
Gross.
I think because sometimes people put like their gum,
They
like,
put
in the
boogers,
seats.
all kind of stuff in those seats. And you come in your finery and you sit your bare butt in the seat.
And you have a booger booty.
Come on, y'all. Like,
Look at
let's
this.
not.
It's
Let's
all
not-
over each other.
I can't.
Come on,
Jen.
y'all. Let's be real. Like, this was completely inappropriate, no matter if you are a size 2 or a size 200. You do not walk into a stadium or an arena with your butt out. Like, if that would have been a skinny girl, we all would have been saying the same thing. Like, oh my God, why is this whore walking into this arena like this? We're giving Lizzo an extra pass because, oh, she's got body confidence. But bitch, this is not where you need to have body confidence at. This is complete. I'm sorry, though. This annoys me. And people are like, she loves her figure. Great, love your figure. Do that on stage. Do that on Instagram. Don't do it in a stadium where people have brought their children. There are people of all different Muslim men, all kinds of stuff in there who don't want to see that. I don't want to see it. I'm sorry, that was not the place for that.
That's
Be body
basketball.
confident, but also
So what you're saying is it's basketball, not booty ball.
Yes, it's not booty ball. Then am I wrong?
Well, Kia, to be, I know. Don't look at me like that. Okay, listen. The way that I feel about it is that she can wear whatever the heck she want to wear. Look, I'm never bothered by what people wear. I don't care where they wear it. I think in the United States, we are so much more concerned about showing our bodies. Because if you go to Europe and you go to different places, nobody gives a shit. Nobody cares. You walk around, it doesn't matter. So I didn't have any ill feeling about it. Like, I feel like and I honestly believe that if Rihanna came in there with that outfit on, not as much backlash would have happened. I do not believe that people would have said, "Oh my God, Riri's got her fine ass booty out." I just don't think they would have said it. I think that they felt that it was more inappropriate because she's a large woman.
Oh my God, come on.
Larger booty.
Well, I don't.
That's
I
been
mean,
the case on Twitter. They've been arguing the whole,
it was on the
fat
jumbo.
phobia thing.
It was on the jumbotron. Now this is the thing. I'm all about this. I'm all about if she's on brand, right? If she's on brand, I'm totally down with that. But if you're going to be on brand and part of your thing is, being big, bold, beautiful, right? There are a lot of other people out there, especially kids, who are saying, that's amazing. I look like her. I want to be like her. I feel like her. Great. But at the same time, let's promote it from a healthy perspective. Don't be big, bold, and beautiful if everything that you're putting in your body is bad. I think
I don't know.
it needs to also kind of be like, I love my big, bold, beautiful self, but I also make sure that I keep everything in check. So, like, I don't end up.
But to Kia's point about whether the size is inappropriate, Twitter detectives were on it, and they dug up a tweet from years ago when Azalea Banks had on a similar outfit.
Right.
She had on cutout shorts with the butt hanging out.
Yeah.
And everybody went bananas and was
she
like,
at,
that's
though?
not appropriate, yada, yada. I don't know.
Where was
I mean,
she
Prince
at?
did it,
Was she
Howard
at
Stern
was
did
she
it.
at a public place?
Yeah.
Yes. She was like at some movie premiere or something.
Okay, well then she's disgusting too. I feel like also the Mocha Morning team, I feel like we also need to have a conversation about the body positive movement and what that actually means now, because I feel like we are now telling our kids it's okay just to be, we're telling people it's okay to be unhealthy, be fat. But wait, I'm not unhealthy if I'm fat. Like, it's all these different messages, and I feel like we need to have a conversation about that. Like, a whole show is about body positivity and what it actually is.
Correct. I agree.
The BPM, not dance music.
Right.
Not beats per minute. Because we want you to have, the right amount of those. But I think that's a great conversation to have. Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, so that way everybody who watches the show and is on the show can feel good as hell when they walk out.
Yes. Do a hair flip, check your nails.
Yeah, and all that good stuff. Thank you, ladies. Ooh, that was a heavy morning conversation.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Booty gate.
All right. Bye, guys. See you next time. Mwah.
Bye.
Bye, ladies. Thanks for joining us.
Yes. I am over the moon with the two of you.
Oh, my gosh.
We'll be right back.
PSA for the day. Don't sit your bare butt in public seats.
Don't do it. Please wipe it down. And then you sticky like that.
It's just a whole problem. Yeah.
Stay tuned for more Mocha in the Morning, where we're adding a little flavor to your morning blend.
Welcome back. I'm Kenya, Mocha in the Morning. My co-host here, officially Jorge. And I just want to take a moment to give a shout out to our lovely Mocha in the Morning creator, Keisha Boyd. She has been named as one of the top movers and shakers.
Yes, the Berg Boats.
In the area.
Boats.
Yes. So congrats to you, Keisha. We love you and
way to go,
we're so proud. Yeah,
yes.
Absolutely.
Director of Public Relations, doing our thing, bossing up.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. All right, it's time for the Mocha Minute.
Stay tuned.
Your Mocha Minute is brought to you by blackinthebay.com, your online connection to everything that's Black in the Bay.
Hey everybody, thank you for watching Mocha in the Morning. Super thank you for being in the Grown Woman Charity with Kenya Woodard.
I had a lovely time. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
I love coming to hang out with you.
Anytime. And thank all of you. We want to thank our presenting sponsor, Bill Curry Ford, blackinthebay.com, the Portico Cafe, all of you for watching, all of you fabulous Mocha Marvels.
Yes. Thank you so much.
And we will leave you with a Mocha moment. It's all about the elements, earth, wind, and fire. They are being inducted into the Kennedy Center Honors.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
amazing.
for the first time.
Congrats.
An African American group.
Do you
Boom.
remember
Kennedy Center Honors. Do you remember?
21st night, September?
September.
I was treated nice,
You gotta get the lyrics. Anyways, see you next week.
Bye.
Thank you for adding a little flavor to your morning blend.
Take care.
Wait a minute. The show is not over yet.
We ain't done yet.
We are not yet because for the first time
Ever! Oh my gosh, ever. Yes.
we have Miss America, Miss USA, Miss Teen USA, and
Miss Universe.
guess what?
They're all cocoa melanated sisters.
So they add in flavors.
Yes, for the first time in history, all 4 of these women are Black women, and they are amazing. I'm excited. I'm pleased. I'm happy. I'm ecstatic.